also want to give a special shout out to my girl Treasure for helping me holding it down. Love you, girl. It's never a dull moment when we come together. So with all that being said, we're gonna go ahead with the rest of our video, how we came together and we talked about Real Housewives of Atlanta and what's allegedly, you know, how they all came together to form that alliance to take Nene down. And also we're gonna continue with the video of Nene Leakes, which I call it the tell-all, which it is her truth, so I will say allegedly, but you know, she had ended up deleting it. But Michelle Brown, you know, straight from the alias, she was able to get the video in its entirety. So guys, you either can go ahead and check it out on my playlist, or you can go to Michelle Brown straight from the alias. You can go to her channel and watch the whole video. So guys, with all that being said, make sure you comment, hit like, subscribe, and go ahead and share the videos. And with all that being said, enjoy the video and you have a blessed day. Because Portia was upset with Nene as well when Nene was at the reunion and when she said that, you know, she didn't want to film with no one. And that's how they all had came together to form that alliance. But Portia realized that Candy and Kenya Moore and Cynthia, they was not coming out of a good place. No, you know, she sees that.
This what I really like about Portia. Portia know how to forgive.
Yes.
Portia knew the relationship that her and Nene had was genuine. She cared about Nene and she wanted that relationship. Where these girls holding on, you can tell the difference. Those girls holding on to unforgiveness, Cynthia Bailey, Candace, and Kenya Moore. They are holding on to unforgiveness. And when Portia and Nene sat together and sat down and broke bread and came together, they was trying to tear that apart.
Yeah, Candy was trying to make fun of that, saying Portia, when Portia had told Nene, I cannot do without you. Portia, she don't hold grudges like Candy. We already know Candy will hold a grudge until kingdom come.
That's right. That's
Candy
right.
hold grudges.
You supposed to forgive one another. You owe no man nothing but love him. That's all you owe. But and you need to forgive him.
But you see, Sister Treasure, they're not running the show. The ones behind the scene is running the show that, like I say, don't look like us. And do you think that they're going to pay those women millions of dollars to act like the Kardashians or act like Lisa Vanderpump? No, they're not going to give those women, those African-American women, that type of money to act like civilized people. They gonna pay you to act just like they acting now, fighting against each other.
That is so sad.
They'll show their business side of things or show how we can come together and get along with each other. They don't want to see that part. They're not going to air that part. That's why they call Cynthia Bailey boring, because Cynthia, whatever they wants to say about Cynthia, Cynthia is classy. And see, they don't want to see that side of a black woman. No. Those we acting hood and fight with each other, acting like an angry black woman, that's what they want. Anything else, they're not gonna pay you for that.
Girl, you made a good point there. Yes, Cynthia Bailey is classy. Yes, she is. I love that side of her. I really do. But sometimes she could come off a little nasty.
Cynthia got a side. Nene said that Cynthia got a side that we don't know about. Say, you think that Cynthia quiet, she does that only in front of the camera. But and she said they don't want to show that side of Cynthia Bailey, but they'll show Nene as the angry black woman. But you see, they don't want to show that side of Cynthia Bailey. They want to keep her in like a good light, you know?
Yeah.
That's just to show you how they edit things out.
Okay.
You know, just to make you look like the bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kenya Moore, they're doing a good job with her.
Well, Kenya Moore is just being Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore is just being Kenya Moore.
Yes.
But I can tell you right now, Sister Treasure, without Nene, that show would not make it.
I believe that. Nene, I believe that. I do. I
Yeah,
really do.
it would
I'm
never
serious.
make it because
Because
Candy can't hold a
if
show.
excuse me, if they take her off, you can kiss down a housewife goodbye. All
Mhm.
your peaches just need to just wither up and go on about your business
Yes,
because it's not
indeed.
going. It's not going to go. It's not
Indeed.
going to. It's not going to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have some withered peaches, and it ain't gonna be right.
Would you say some little peaches?
Yeah, some
Yeah.
withered. They're gonna be withered up, girl, because
Mm-mm.
that you need some spunk, and Nene bring the spunk. She
Yeah.
really does.
She
That's
came
right.
from a humble beginning, and that's why so many people can relate to her because Nene came from the bottom up.
Nene was working in ball, a dancer in a strip
Yeah,
club and stuff.
and she's not ashamed of it.
No, she's not.
She's not
See,
ashamed
let me
of it.
tell you something. Let me tell you something. Everybody got skeletons in their closet.
Yes.
He really did own it. Yes, I did. But look where her working in a club, a dancer in a club to get her where she at. You don't never try to make fun of somebody from where they come from. Everybody wouldn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. But you know what? I admire her. She did what she had to do, and look at her now.
Yep.
Give her her rightful prop where she's at right now.
And see,
Because this girl pathway brought her there. And she worked hard to get there. And black women, stop tearing each other down.
yeah.
You might not have a Candace, you might not have to walk that walk. Don't knock her from walking that. You had a mama and a daddy. And your mama, Joyce, made sure
Miss Joyce is a handful, huh?
You know Joyce is a handful. Made sure that Candy had what she needed, and made and very protective of Candace. Nene didn't have a mama. No, Kenya didn't have a mama. Kenya mama didn't want nothing to do with her, right?
But and that's why I say, getting on Kenya about her and her mom relationship. I think that Kenya Moore, she should have came in the beginning, talking about her story about her mom, and how it affected her instead of coming on as a villain. I think people would have been more relatable to Kenya Moore if she would have came in, talking about how, her mom was a very young woman. Her mom was 16 years old, a child herself. And what she did was she gave Kenya Moore to her grandmother. Yes, on her, I think on her father's side. And her grandmother did a good job, with her because she's very articulate. But where did that mean spirit come from? She has a very dark side of her.
Sister Debbie, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
She been hurt and she been rejected. And you know what? Counseling would do her good if she would go to counseling. But let me tell you, the hurt and the bitterness and the anger and all of that in Kenya Moore, she walking around here thinking she healed, but this girl need attention really bad. Because let me tell you something. If you don't go get help for yourself and you know you need help and you think that you all right, number one, you think that you all right. You think that you are right. But your personality is showing that you are something totally different than what you think you are. So right there, that tells me you need to be helped.
That's it.
You need, and you're carrying that excess garbage, and you need to get, it's going to spill over in your marriage. It's going to spill over in your life. You might not see it now, but it's going to come. Generational curse is not so easy to be broken.
Yeah.
And then your life, because everywhere you go, you got a stench behind you. Somebody smells something. Somebody ready to pounce on you because that's how you carry yourself.
And it may not come to you what you done, but them seeds gonna come back.
Oh, you know.
And I'm a witness, honey. You reap what you sow.
And that's so true.
And it may not come to you, but it'll come, like you said, next in line. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be careful how you treat people, because it's gonna come back. You know,
And
it's gonna come
if
back.
they don't learn how to forgive in that move in that reality show, if they don't learn how to forgive, baby, they're gonna be kicking against the prick all the time. You're gonna see a chaos break out over here. You're gonna see a chaos break out over there. You know what gets me? Kenya is the one. She just started with who took them to Canada.
Tanya. Tanya.
Tanya. Oh, she started with her. She started with her, and bringing that woman to a meeting. The cookie lady. The cookie
Yeah.
lady.
Now you know Kenya was wrong for that.
Yeah, Kenya was wrong for that, but I bet you she wouldn't have let that happen with her.
Oh, she wouldn't be able
Oh,
to
she would
handle
have had a fit. She would have had a fit, but that's what I'm saying. Unforgiveness, unforgiveness. Because behind a wig, that girl showed the rest of them. And Candy was the one that went and took the bone.
it. Because that's why I say Candace is a person that throws a rock and hide her hand.
And hides her hand.
And that's
But
what I meant by that.
was like she'd be all over everywhere, going bring the bone. Okay, why you want to be a bone collector? Go sit down somewhere.
But the thing about it is that they paying her big time dollars, just
Want to be a
millions of
bone?
dollars to be the bone collector. So
Yes.
I want to know who Candy is hobnobbing with behind the scene, because
God,
they giving her a lot of slack. But to say she's
girl,
not bringing nothing to the show,
that's what I'm talking
they
about.
giving her a lot. Getting back to Nene, you know, I think
Yes.
that Nene knows that her time is up, but she knows that it's her baby. And
Yes.
that's just like anybody. You're not going to put your baby in the hands of no anybody. And even if it's like a marriage, Sister Treasure, you know, you done did all this work in your relationship, and some other woman just gonna come and sweep it up.
Yeah.
And I think that's how Nene feel, you know, that even though she have outgrown Real Housewives of Atlanta, she don't want to see
Baby.
she don't want to see somebody come along, you know, and just scoop up with something that she built up. You understand?
Yes.
And that's what I think, that's where the problem coming from. But like I say, I don't see season 13 going anywhere.
And
It's Andy
you see
Cohen.
Andy Cohen, that's another little snake in the bush.
Yes, he is.
Now he was all for Nene. He was all for Nene. And he changed on Nene as a drop of the dime.
Yeah, and that's what she said.
All of that about? What was all of that about?
It's just, you know, like I say, he turned on her too. And you know, in the industry, you have to realize, especially that type of stuff, you don't have no friends. You know, especially when money is involved in it.
Ooh,
They would tear each other down. And
that one little piece of cheese.
yes, and the reason why they bringing all that old stuff up is because they really want Nene out. And they even talked about, you know, when she had slammed the computer down, you know, at the reunion. But Nene said that it didn't make no sense for her to stay there while they bring Yvonne back, you know. So now all of a sudden you want Yvonne back to confront Nene?
They wanted the ratings to go up.
Yeah.
They wanted that, and then they wanted to ambush Nene. But Nene saw where it was time for her to pull back, and she pulled back. And the rest of them couldn't handle it. They wanted to assume and make assumption that Nene was running from something. Okay, so it was just time for Nene to pull back, because what they did wasn't right. You gonna X somebody out, but when it's come time for us to be at the end of the shore, you want to bring somebody to the reunion, back to the reunion. But you know what? They can do whatever they want to do, because they're holding the pencil and they know how to pencil with any and everybody that's sitting up there on that stage.
They know how to turn the narrative. But I wish that Nene and Yvonne would have stayed friends, because I think that those two would have came together, you know, and brought down Kenya Moore, because Yvonne had said that she knew Matt Jordan. That was the guy that Kenya Moore used to date, and that she had all the tea on Matt. And I think that if Nene and Yvonne would have stayed together, they would have brought Kenya out, which Kenya, I don't think Kenya should have came back for season 13 the way that she was so dark on that show for season 12. Kenya was very, she was very
there. Kenya Moore, let me tell you something about Kenya Moore. If you got that much sense and you're gonna marry a man and you don't even meet the man's family.
Mark Daly.
I'm talking about Mark. Something is wrong with that man because number one, let me tell you something. The way he did her on the show and the way she stooped to him, the way that she did, because she wanted to bring peace in a marriage. Something's wrong with that.
But how can you bring peace in your marriage when you was tearing up everybody else's marriage?
Because that's unforgiveness and bitterness.
Kenya Moore was tearing up every person that came on that show that had a relationship or with a husband.
She did Phaedra Paul. She was messing with Phaedra Paul's husband. I don't think she flirted with Peter. I don't think she did that. But
she never flirted with Peter. She was flirting with Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo. But you see, and then that thing what she did with that girl and her husband with the cookie lady, and then when the stuff hit her, when the stuff hit her, she couldn't handle it, and that man did her wrong on national TV for everybody.
He sure did. He sure did. He really gave her a taste of her own medicine. Let's say it like that, because like I say, she was very horrible to everybody's relationship. And she tried to keep hers private. But you have to realize those ladies on that show, they was not going to let her walk around like she was on cloud 9 with her husband when she didn't know nobody else there.
What you do to others, that's just like we said, what you do to others, it will come back to you. You may dig a ditch for somebody else to fall in, but you're going to fall in that ditch by yourself. You got to be ready for the fall.
And you got to take, and I'm a witness, honey. You got to take your lick.
You got to take your lick. And then another thing, Kenya, her thing. I'm looking at Kenya. Her thing, her piece with her husband on that reality show right there. That shows me this: that Kenya will polish up her brokenness. In a minute, she will polish up her brokenness. You know why I can see Kenya with hers? Because I did the same thing with my marriage, and I'm being real.
Yeah,
I didn't polish up a lot of stuff in my marriage.
Yes,
my brokenness, because I didn't want nobody to see my brokenness. I wanted to see the shiny side, the glittery side, the good side. But girl, I have some brokenness that I have to deal with, and that's the same thing Kenya dealing with. And I want you to know this, Kenya. Stop polishing up your brokenness. Deal with the brokenness. I got to deal with it, just like I've got to do the work, and we all got to do the work to get some healing somewhere. You hear what I'm saying, sis?
And I really, to me, well, you got a marriage. I don't think Kenya had a marriage. I think that was, I don't know, that's kind of weird, because what kind of person gonna have a man, he living in another state, that's not a marriage, that's to me, that's like some kind of agreement that they have,
That's lust. That was lust.
I think it's just because, she had wanted a baby. But like I say, the bottom line, they have to wake up, Sister Treasure, and realize that this show is to tear up, to put us in a negative light. And they also have to realize that children are watching this.
Yes.
And you don't want the children to think, hey, I got to rip another Black woman up in order for me to get where she's at. The devil is alive.
News break, they got children themselves watching. They got children themselves watching what they're doing and what they're putting down. Look, they got to be very careful, very careful or how you put yourself out there, because they got other people watching you guys.
Yes.
And a lot of people is kind of fed up. From what I'm hearing, a lot of people is kind of fed up with a lot of stuff that's going on these reality shows.
They are.
So
They are.
y'all, I'm telling you guys, y'all get yourself ready, because y'all don't know when that rug gonna be pulled from underneath of you guys, and they're gonna put somebody else in your place. And look, they can do that at a drop of a dime, because guess what? They got the pencil in their hand.
And they got the money. And that's why we got to come out of that, you know, because they'll never paint a picture of us in a positive light.
No.
I don't think they would ever do. So that's why, you know, so I think, you know, if I was her, I would just go ahead and set out, because I see a trap. I see that they are trying to set for her.
Yeah.
You
So
know, and they're going to give her, like I said, the money that she wants, because they need her to go and close that chapter out.
Yeah. Well,
that's
the bottom line. That's the bottom line. If they give her the money that she wants to close the chapter out, then she can take a rest. She can take a rest.
And they're gonna come to her with all kind of fiery darts. They're gonna throw everything.
I guarantee but the Nene is ready for them.
I think she's gonna be ready for
But I just pray to God that they don't raise no hands to hit each other, because
they can't touch each other.
Oh, they itching for that. So I just pray that Nene just be strong and just don't throw no hands. Don't put your hands on them. Talk, use your words, because words can tear down, or either words can build up.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying?
But I think they're gonna come firing with everything that they got to tear Nene, to run her off that show. It's going to farm, but it won't prosper. But it's the way that she's going to handle it, because they are only the fuel. You see, it's up to her if she wants to put fire to that fuel. But if I was her, I would not even give them the time of the day, Sister Treasure.
That's right. That's right. Why?
Let's see if we can hear a little bit more, so we can talk more about this too. What Nene Leakes is saying here.
Okay.
Season when it ends, for at least the last 3 to 4 seasons, I have been dealing with this, going back and forth. It's not me, it's them. I know a lot of people think it's me. Nene holds out to the last minute. I know that was said was that Teresa from New Jersey, when she pushed Andy down there,
that right there is a stepping stone for them to get whatever they want out of Brock.
No. Girl,
that's what I'm talking about. Girl, that made me.
They had that same conversation with her. I was curious about it. I wondered if they had that conversation with her. Yeah.
And I remember when Teresa did that.
I know that was addressed was that I closed my computer early.
You want to talk now?
Talking to Kim about her not wanting to shoot as much. She doesn't shoot. She, comes when she wants to, leave when she wants to. We're planning a vacation around her schedule. She was ready to go on YouTube and so we get a piece of that.
I will,
so
Nene.
I closed my computer, and it's a big deal. But this other person quit the whole show in the middle of the show and go into their own show. Do you understand what I'm saying?
How you gonna quit your show and go into another show?
Yes.
So
yes.
That was one of the things too. I wanted to really wow, this is crazy. Like they're really saying stuff that it don't make sense, because you need to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing was, I was offered $100,000 development deal. $100,000 development deal for my own show. $100,000. You hear me? $100,000 for my own show.
Let's talk about this right fast. Let's put
Go.
Now you know good well that does not make no sense. Now that's just to show you right there systemic racism. They offered Nene $100,000 to do her own show, but if she do a show with if she filmed with Kim Zolciak. Yes, now you know good and well that is not fair. Kim said didn't want to show up on set. She didn't want to do anything, but yet she walked into her own show.
So like
Yeah,
I
how you do
said,
that?
she's being rewarded. She was being rewarded for bad behavior. But yet
Yes,
you wants to
yes.
sit there and call out all Nene Leakes faults.
So,
Girl, this is
being
not.
tardy for the party is still on.
Yes,
It
yes,
is?
yes, yes, yes. I don't watch it, but I think it's still running. But still, of all, Kim said there didn't want to film with no one. She didn't want to show up on set. Nene said she was lazy. They had to film around her, but yet she walked into her own show.
How in the world that's possible? How in the
I
world
don't
you
know.
do that?
I
How,
don't know.
how you do that?
Privilege, you can do anything.
Wow, man, that's messed up. And they don't just need to talk about it, because that's what they're doing. They're talking about it. They need to take action. They need to
They
do
all
something,
need
because
to
that's
come
totally
together.
wrong. That's
I can't
bravo
believe
and
that. I
wrong.
can't believe that. They all need.
You heard it with your own 2 ears?
Yeah, they need to all band together. And I
They
don't.
need to all say, well, if you don't pay each and every one of us for the work and time that we put in to this show to make y'all ratings go up, and y'all not packing fair with us, because I will use that. I will use this woman that don't do nothing. That's the same thing Tamar going through. I'm working my butt off in the Kardashian life right now.
That is
And
not
that's
right.
their doorway out. Their doorway out is how you gonna take this woman, let her walk out of the show when she wasn't doing hardly nothing. Everything was worked around her and everything. And y'all bless her with a show. Y'all bless her with a show.
Rewarded her
And
with her
we
own
is
show.
striving. We is striving, working out, but and y'all giving us peer hair.
Rewarded her for bad behavior. But we better know our worth. It's time for us to come out of, like I said on the last
Can
video.
I finish here what she said after she said that?
You want to hear? You want to hear?
Yes. Let me finish hearing that.
It reminds me of, you remember when Monique was having I think she maybe even have a lawsuit against Netflix. Remember Netflix offered her like $500,000, and all of these other comics or talents saying that I built the Real Housewives.
Yes, she
and
did
all this
build
stuff.
it. Without you, it wouldn't be none.
For real.
It's so funny how they get rid of me.
Yes. But let's go ahead and talk about the part right there. She said it reminds her of Monique. You know, the comedian, right?
Comedian.
Monique, when Monique had said how Netflix was paying David Chappelle and all them, but yet they wanted to offer her, you know, less than, you know, and she's an Oscar winner, you know? They wanted to sit there and shortchange her. You know, that's what it reminds her of, you know, of Monique. Right. What Monique was going in, because a lot of people, they thought that Monique was crazy. No, Monique wasn't crazy. Monique knew her worth, and she knew what she wanted. She's not going to let them sit there and doing the same thing, Sister Treasure. Everybody doing the same thing, but yet she's being underpaid.
Wow.
You know, and she said, and Nene say that's what that reminds her of.
Yes,
girl,
yes. And I don't blame Nene. That's right. You make sure you know your worth, and you make sure that they pay you for your work. But that was an insult. That was a slap in Nene's face for them to do that to her, knowing the rating that Nene has brought today to their show. That's wrong. That is so wrong.
Yes, it is.
It's pitiful. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. And that come out of Nene's mouth.
Yes.
That came out of her mouth.
Yeah. Opportunities are leaving. So many opportunities were offered and they disappeared. And to work in numbers and make things work for everyone. But we have a Terry Crews on our cast. And
that's Candy.
I'll let you guys figure out who that is.
Candy.
But Terry Crews, the people behind our backs, I mean, they don't come together, you know, because these people, I don't know, it's a lot going on. And I said I'm going to always let you know and hear from my mouth exactly what's going on. So I'm telling you right now, at this moment, it is not me, it's them. without opportunities being taken away from them. So if this is not the place for me to work, I'm fine with that. I can carry on and go somewhere else. Just don't stop my opportunities in other places.
Don't blackball her, you know.
That's what I would do.
Yes.
Like they did Monique.
So as soon as I hear more, I will get on here and tell you guys more. But this is what I know. I have been offered a $100,000 development deal by myself. And when I was with Kim, we were offered $1 million.
I think that with Nene, it's her call, you know, if she have enough, you know, to just go ahead and say, you know, I'm gonna just walk away from it. But if I was her sister's treasure, I would just sit out for season 13. And number 13 is not a good number anyway. So, you know, if I see a trap, I see a booby trap that they are trying to set for her.
Yeah.
You
So
know, and they're gonna give her, like I said, the money that she want because they need her to go and close that chapter out.
Yeah. Well,
That's
the bottom line.